If you need one headset that can handle work calls, gaming, everyday listening without constantly switching between different headphones, this one has turned out to be a lot more versatile than I expected. I've used it for virtual meetings, gaming, and lately I've even been choosing it over my earbuds when I want to listen to an audiobook. So I'm going to show you what the sound quality is like, how you can connect to different devices, some of the features that I found most useful, what the battery life is like, and then I'll get into what actually has become my favorite thing about these headphones, which is how comfortable they are to wear. Starting with sound quality. Voices come through clearly for virtual meetings, and my husband really likes the deeper bass when it comes to gaming. And he said he hasn't noticed the static that you sometimes get with those less expensive headsets. I also love that the microphone rotates, so when I'm not using it, I can just flip it up and have it out of the way. You'll have volume controls and a mute button right on the headset. But one of my most useful features for me is having 3 ways to connect. Bluetooth has always been easy and reliable, but there's also a wireless dongle that works with both USB-A and USB-C. The dongle actually separates into 2 pieces that I can use the USB-C portion by itself or connect the 2 pieces together when I need a regular USB port. And there's also the standard headphone cables, which is super useful for those devices that aren't Bluetooth. So I can plug these directly into something like the headphone jack on a Nintendo Switch. The manufacturer says that the headset can block up to 99% of background noise. Now, I'm not a sound engineer, but I can tell you what 99% feels like. And when I am listening to an audiobook in my bedroom, I don't hear the girls fighting over their clothing until the fight actually makes it to my room. And for me, that's a big win. Battery life hasn't been an issue for me either. It's rated up to 40 hours of listening time and takes about an hour and a half to charge. I made it all the way through the first ACOTAR audiobook on a single charge. One feature I especially like is that when battery starts to get low, I get a voice warning about 10 minutes prior to it dying. So I have plenty of notice to plug it in. And yes, you are able to charge and listen at the same time. You don't want your headset to suddenly die in the most important part of your book or in the middle of your work meeting. But what I love the most about this headset is definitely the comfort. The earbuds are really soft and the ear cups rotate freely and naturally adjust to the contour of my head. The feeling, it's not stiff or there's no constant pressure against my head like I'm wearing a headband that's too small. I can wear them comfortably for a long time, which is actually why I started grabbing for these. They're just so comfortable. So whether you need a headset for meetings, gamings, or just listening to something around the house, I really like having one pair that can easily go between different activities. If you want to check it out, see the current prices, I'll put a link in the description.